What's going on, tool groupies? Today we're going to do some tool talk. We're going to discuss SK tools, stolen tools, this, that, and the other. And at the end of it, you can tell me what you think about it down below. Now listen, whenever I first started out in the trades, I really didn't look at name brands of tools. I had a ton of Craftsman, and that was my primary go-to tool, was Craftsman, like many of you. But it was one of those things. Everybody had it. Grandfather, father, cousins, uncles, aunts, everybody had Craftsman. It was the most reasonable, affordable tool. They're the ones who set the standard for lifetime warranty. Now sadly, they're not what they once was. But as far as professional grade tools, you really didn't hear people chatter about Snap-on quite as much as you do today. And that's because supply and demand. The quality of tools that we have access to are near nothing. And more people have focused on the premium quality tools whenever you're a professional, which is Snap-on. Wright, Cornwell, Mac Tool, and SK Tools used to be among those. When I did start paying attention to SK Tools, it was because of some grandfather down tools that I had. My top favorites was Proto, SK Tool, and Wright. One thing that I absolutely loved from Wright Tool was the Wright grip wrenches. And I'm talking about the original V-Jaws from Wright. Fortunately, a few years back, I took my kids on vacation down in Florida. I was gone for about a week and a half. During that time, someone figured out that I wasn't around, and guess what? They broke into the garage, they stole my tools. I mean, it was a ton of tools that they took. Took a miter saw that I had from DeWalt, a brand new Metabo miter saw that I hadn't even got out of the box yet, a Cobalt miter saw that I hadn't even got out of the box yet. It was one of those deals I picked up at Christmas time, couldn't pass them up. Put them in the box, put them in the garage, and next thing you know, they're gone. Brand new DeWalt plunge router I'd used maybe 3 times. I had all the bits, bells, and whistles to go with it. They took a ton of my tool truck tools. They took my Snap-on, my Mac precision torque wrenches, my adjustable Snap-on flank drive wrenches. That really pissed me off, simply because I love those wrenches. But what hurt me was the Wright wrenches, because those was passed down and they are irreplaceable. And I'm not going to be buying them back anytime soon. I only have one 9/16 wrench left out of that original set. That's because they had dropped it whenever they was going out the door and went under something, they didn't see it. Fortunately, they did not get everything. I do still have some minimal sockets that's been passed down from generation to generation, such as SK, Proto, Wizard brand. But whenever I was using those tools, Proto and SK was my two primaries that I really enjoyed using. I preferred using the Wright wrenches, and I would switch out with SK and Proto depending on what I was doing, and of course Craftsman was among all that mess. One thing that I particularly liked from SK was their pliers. I don't know what it was, but I love the green grip pliers. Every one of those that I had was stolen. They took a lot of my new stuff, but they got most of my vintage collection. I had a whole drawer full of Harblr tools. I had an old school tap and die set, like it was round. It wasn't hex shaped, it was round with a set screw in the top of it, and I think 2 different pipes you could screw through the sides of it. That was my tap and die set, but it was an industrial tap and die set. All of it gone. The ops didn't do anything about it. Insurance didn't do anything about it. Why? Because they could not prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that someone broke into the place. And whenever I was cleaning the place out, figuring out how they got into it, I found out how. They took a dipstick, they took some type of Dremel grinder, and they grinded some waves in the end of that dipstick. Nice, hard steel, real thin. They bent it up in the middle, and they used it to shim back and forth to get them locks popped open. So, you know, after I had to cope with all that and start deciding whether or not I was going to replace these tools or whether I was just tired of replacing tools. At one point in the past, I sold all my tool truck quality tools. Not none of my vintage stuff, but the new stuff that I had when I was working in the shop. But I sold it for a reason. I was going through a legal battle. I was fighting a legal battle for custody of my daughter in Florida and in Kentucky, so as you might imagine, that's a lot of mileage in between that I had to pay for. Whenever I did buy some stuff back and it gets stolen, it kind of discourages me from replacing it again. Whenever I did start looking into buying tools, I was going to jump on the SK bandwagon again, because I'm like, you know what, SK's here, I am going to buy some new tools. We had a tool truck come into the area. It was probably once a month or once every 2 months, because he was coming from West Virginia to here. Before I could actually get a good investment going with SK, guess what happened? They got sold off. They went from being sold to Ideal Industries to being sold to Great Star, and then poof, there it goes. But even then, I was still trying to be reasonable about it, because I'm like, you know what, we are in 2024 at the time, and I was thinking they're going to make some decent quality tools, because the quality of tools has definitely evolved compared to what it once was. And you got tool brands out here like Tekton, Capri Tool, Ulsa, Michael Pro Tool, Vim. There is some great quality manufacturing out there. It all depends on what the company pays for. Whenever Ideal Industries sold off SK to Great Star, went from manufacturing USA pliers to pliers made in China. Well, the lineman pliers for Ideal are still $50. Whenever they were made in the USA, they were still $50. So either they're overcharging for something that's not as good, or they're paying for the premium quality manufacturing. And I'm guessing that they're going through Great Star to get that manufacturing done. But in my mind, I'm sitting here looking at Ideal made in China. It looks like really good quality professional grade stuff. I give them credit for that. No problems doing that. I can look at it, feel it, hold it, test it, all that good stuff in my hands. But for me, if I'm going to pay $50 for a tool, it's going to have made in the USA on it, and it's going to say Klein or channel lock beside it. Otherwise, I will go with Knipex. Circling back over to SK, I'm sitting here thinking they bought this, they own Work Pro tools, so they know how to make some good quality do-it-yourself tools. I'm going to sit back and wait and see what they're doing with the SK tool line to see whether or not I'll be interested in it. But whenever they decided to launch their stuff and they started selling stuff at Lowe's last Christmas, I was pretty excited about it. I'm like, finally, there's going to be some tools here available for me to go check out in person and buy. And I was going to go into the store and buy what they had. I was going to buy the 3-piece adjustable wrench set because I do like the fact that they put the X-frame style design onto the body of those wrenches. I was going to buy some X-frame ratcheting wrenches and whatever other tool they were offering at the time. I can't quite remember at the moment. Next thing you know, my Lowe's never got it. No Lowe's within 100 miles from me had any SK tools. And whenever I got on the website, it said that they wasn't even available to order. I could see it, but I couldn't touch it. I could see it, couldn't order it. I reached out to SK about that, and they said, you know what? We're going to send you some tools to try out. How about that? And I was like, well, that would be great. I mean, I really would appreciate that. That'd be cool, you know, because I was trying to get them. I wanted to get them to try them out. But then I wait and wait and wait and wait. No response. No response. Months down the road, then I email them again or send them a message or something like that, and they're like, oh no, that was somebody else we had that was working for us. That was our marketing people, blah, blah, blah. And it was pretty much a blow off. It's all fine and dandy. You know, no big deal. I don't care. If you send me something, you do. If you don't, you don't. The point is, whenever you have someone that is representing you, working for you, saying that they're going to make something right, you know, I was just trying to buy the damn stuff at the time. But whenever you say, hey, we're going to send you this to check out, and then you never do, and then you blow me off down the road, it kind of turns me off of your name brand. I let it go for a little while, and then I was like, you know what? I want to test out and see if some of this old stuff can be warranted, just in the event that I want to take it and continue to keep using it in the trades. But nope, you get on their website, and it's pretty clear. If you can't verify that you purchased that tool, they're not going to warranty it. Why in the hell am I going to invest in a brand whenever I can't get the stuff warranted that I've already got? Because the original SK, you didn't have to worry about that. That's where a lot of these tool companies are falling short. Because like I said, Craftsman set the standard for the lifetime warranty. They warranted the tool. They didn't warranty the purchase. They stood by the tool. Best warranty on the market, bar none right now, is probably Tekton. You take a picture, send them an email, they send you something in the mail, period. It's that simple. They stand by the tool, not the purchase. Even Harblr Freight can't match the warranty that Tekton's got. If I buy somebody a tool and give it to them for a present, and they go down there and they don't have an account that shows that they have purchased that tool in the past, they're probably not going to warranty it, at least in my experience. Then I'm looking at the quality of the tools that they got coming out from SK, and they're clearly not the old school USA versions. I looked at the adjustable wrenches. A bunch of people have been reviewing them online, and there's a whole lot of disappointment out there. Still want to try them out, look at them, test them, play with them, you know what I mean? But if I can't see them in person, I don't want to touch them. Socket wrench sets looks absolutely amazing. I love the layout that they got. I like the fact that they have redesigned the round head ratchet. It looks really good. They've done a great job on that. Everything that Great Star has done to SK tools up until this point, as far as what they are trying to do with it, making it a lot more appealing than what it was, is definitely good. They're going the right direction on that. It looks good. The layouts are really good. I love how they redesigned the combination wrenches. There's something I wouldn't mind trying out because I've had wrenches like Milwaukee in my hand, and them things feel really comfortable. Ones from SK look pretty much like the Milwaukees. I have no idea about the performance, though. I might be dead wrong on those. You might get them in your hand and they'd be pitiful. Then I was looking at the pliers, and there are certain plier sets that I wouldn't mind trying out. Whenever I try to talk myself into them, I find myself talking myself out of them. We'll finish that up in the part 2 of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you want to see more of these real talk videos where I'm just chatting with you about things that's on my mind, make sure you comment down below, smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. I'm over 10,000 subscribers, and I'm probably one of the only people on social media who has not monetized their channel. We are a slow growing channel. That's because I am a full-time father taking care of daughters on my own right now. Yes, I could probably use the monetization, but I'm standing on principle on this. Anytime you see a review that I'm doing, it's got to be earned. It cannot be bought. I could easily do what everybody else does and tell you what you want to hear, just to get you to hit that like and subscribe. But instead, I'm going to grow this the right way, with real American tradesmen who want real world reviews based on performance and experience. And whoever wants to can go on my social medias, and you can clearly see that I have my hands in everybody's pies. What your backwoods mechanic is right there. Mechanic, I fix every damn thing. The way I see it, if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to know how to do it. That's exactly why I can relate to most of you. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video, because we're going to be discussing some SK tools and the new pliers that they got. Till then, keep doing that backwoods hustle.